Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of the DarkMatch. And with that, we start out, as always, or usually, with another edition of what Iron Sheik is tweeting right now.
The Snoop Dogg, I love you. You show me and my agents, Paige Majan, best time in the Atlanta. I respect your intelligence.
That was the shittiest Sheik impersonation since I did it.
I know.
That's
why I said Genghis take a crack at it, because Genghis has the best one.
But either way, it seems Iron Sheik is getting back into his old groove. He's calling people he's talking about his agent, and he's talking about intelligence. Still no fuck or humble or camel clutch though. But either way, welcome again to the DarkMatch. I'm Christopher Says.
I'm Genghis.
I'm Tifus.
And I'm Mr. War Machine.
And we're gonna get to the last edition of TNA Impact, and for me, like, overall thoughts, it's like kind of weird. Like, this might come off, unfortunately, as us like smarks can't have it anyway. Like,
I disagree with you already.
There was wrestling in this episode, but it was in intervals of 2 minutes, and none of the matches really led anywhere.
I get distracted by my ceiling so many times during the show.
I gotta tell you, it's a distracting ceiling.
Do you have one of those, like, star designs painted on there?
No, it's white.
Huh.
But either way, we start off with Fortune accompanied by Christopher Daniels, who I guess now is a member of them, coming out, and kind of Daniels like explaining his reason for coming back to TNA, saying first that, employment in this company is like a revolving door with my name on it. But yeah. He considers AJ Styles a brother, and he's gonna defend Fortune and take down Immortal for them, or for AJ for that matter. He offers to be the fourth man at their lethal lockdown match.
I got a question.
They're still going to be handicapped because he's missing his eyebrows still.
Yeah, who fucked up Daniel's face, man? What the hell? He's wearing like eyeliner, and he's for some reason
black
he looks black nail polish, and is like, you look like a 16-year-old, 5 foot tall, 100-pound kid at a rave club.
He looks like the Mummy from The Mummy.
Yeah, he does look like a Motep.
There's a little bit of Arnold Vosloo in there, except no tan whatsoever.
Yeah.
Just control the sand and be angry. Like, convincingly angry.
But,
So, then...
go on.
So then Immortal's music hits. And I start seriously questioning why I said I'd be on the show.
We all did.
Out comes Flair with Hardy, Abyss, and Ray, and again, I'm questioning why I said I'd be on this show. Flair says this has gone on too long. I couldn't agree with you more, Flair. And they're past the point of no return.
It's over a year and counting.
But he doesn't know who Daniels is. Thanks for fucking burying him, Rick. And hasn't seen him coming and going anywhere.
Seems to be a recurring theme in TNA for the veterans to belittle the younger guys who aren't really like, I mean, it's not like it's not like he's a first-year rookie, you know? This is a guy who's been in and out of the company for 9 years now.
It's kind of like the Who in the Blue Hell Are You?
And they're still having, their older people treat him like he's some kid fresh out of training. I remember they did the same thing with when they had Booker feuding with Styles. Exact same deal.
How many former TNA world champions do they have strumming around the lower mid card, not even feuding for titles, and if they do get close to a title, it's the fucking TV championship.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It's like, you're not skinny enough to win the X Division belt? That sucks to be you. Go. What is the belt that Eric Young has, by the way?
He has the old design of the heavyweight championship.
The OG.
What, did he find it in a trash can?
He did.
Yes, actually.
That's exactly how it was.
Yeah, because that's an old joke, because Russo's done that before. He did that with Jim Duggan in WCW. Great. Scott Hall threw away the television title because he just didn't want it. He had 2 belts. And Duggan, as a janitor gimmick, later found it in the trash can.
And
way to bury the lineage of a title.
Yes, and we add another bullet to the list of ways current TNA looks like WCW before its downfall.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. But,
Yep.
but the funny thing about, like, the whole tirade we went on about...
Wait, hold up a second. Scott Hall had 2 belts?
Yeah, I think like the U.S. title and the TV title, something like that.
Scott Hall had a belt?
Many times.
Belt in WWF, and he
Lots of times.
He wore it proudly, I mean...
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
So, are we going to continue talking about this, or are we moving on?
Yeah, we might.
Trying to avoid it because
I just had to take the shot.
That's going to happen.
But yeah, like, it's funny, and it's funny about the tirade we went on about Ric Flair basically burying Daniels, because Hogan comes out and he starts out by saying that, like, he runs the place and, like, he makes the rules, but oh, we want you on TV, Daniels, and we wouldn't mind if you were in the match in lockdown.
Is Hogan supposed to be a tweener now or something?
I think
because half the time he's not acting like a heel.
Him and Anderson can't get it straight.
They're sizzling him for when he's inevitably going to turn face.
Mm-hmm. And then win the title off of someone in Fortune who turned heel. And then it turned out that Immortal was the good guys all along, and everyone else should feel stupid.
And Sting will come out and be like, Dixie, I told you so! These guys are fucking awesome!
It's kind of like in the extended universe in Star Wars, where it turns out that the Emperor was only building the Empire in response to the alien threat from the Yuzon Vong, who would come decades later to enslave everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good way to describe it. And when Immortal turns face and Fortune turns heel will be the day you won't hear me on this show anymore, because I'll be in a padded cell in Western Hills. Now, let's move on.
Yeah, and once again we get more discord because Bully Ray, like Ric Flair, buries him, and he says, "Go home and put some more mascara on, put some more black nail polish on. Go home, sit on your couch, and watch Oprah."
You know,
I can see Christopher Daniels being an Oprah fan.
Wait, why?
If that
Just something about it.
If that was led to somewhere other than an Oprah joke, I would have called Bully Ray clever.
But yeah, and Daniels retorts that he shouldn't worry about the makeup or the mascara, but Daniels kicking his ass, and he attacks Ray. And of course,
I would rather smash a whole clove of garlic and shove it up my nose than see Bubba Ray get a push at this point.
But by the way, is Styles hurt or something? Why is he continually getting these injury angles lately?
I think he's hurt kayfabe, and like I hate to sound like the smart conspiracist, but I think it has something to do with like when Fortune turned face and he said to Bischoff, "You ruin one company and you're going to ruin another."
Yeah, but that had to be a scripted line. Every single fucking thing they say on that show is something Russo wrote down.
No, funny, Russo wrote that down.
Yeah, well, he's going to say, well, that's just one version of history, brother. That's one point of view. Are we alive? Hello?
Anyway, moving on.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Sorry.
We have a backstage segment with Ken Anderson, one of probably 5 or so that would air tonight, where he's sitting by his laptop and he finds a white card from Sting that says, like, last week was just a preview and tonight's showtime. And Anderson quips that he would have preferred flowers. And he starts singing. Again,
I just want to take a moment real quick. I can already tell that our mojo is kind of off on this show, and like we're not really grooving and meshing.
Well, look at what we're talking about.
Especially jarring.
Yeah.
This week.
It was like an episode of Robot Chicken. Something different every 30 fucking seconds.
It's like everyone involved on TNA this week just finally said, you know what, we don't fucking care anymore. No one really is calling us on our bullshit, even though everybody is. So we can just do whatever the fuck we want. And they just... I don't even know how to describe it. It's just nothing... They're doing everything they want on the spur of the moment. It's just like, what? Why the fuck? Is this supposed to be some postmodern bullshit art?
It's a theatrical performance.
I'm waiting for someone to start busting out into interpretive dance.
A long con. Eventually, we're going to have somebody like peeing on a photograph of Jesus or something.
I wouldn't put it past Russo or Bischoff to sort of retcon their intentions and say that it's a deconstruction, kind of Weezo it, you know?
It's supposed to be hilariously bad.
Yeah. But
they're going to pull Lasso on us?
Yeah. Or what Shyamalan tried to do with The Happening.
Anyway.
But, one backstage promo to another. Now it's Hogan and Bischoff in their office. Hogan's talking about the network, like the network are keeping him down and they're screwing with him. And even though he won the court case, they're whoever's behind like all this deception, all this like going over him is thinking like a wrestler, whatever that means. And I definitely because I think the network is just Dixie.
So the ironic thing, this is the same network that ECW on TNN used as their heel network.
Well, Eric Bischoff said that they were
really
popular for like 12 months. He probably meant the time that they were on TNN, and he's copping that angle. So
they were so unpopular, he took half their wrestlers.
Yeah, and another irony is that Rhino left like at the end of 2010 anyway. So much for the network.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, is he finally gone? I knew he'd stuck around for a long time.
I believe so. I mean, unless he's backstage.
Which I'm really hoping he isn't. I'm hoping he just got the hell out of there. I'm hoping he said, you know, I think I have enough money. I can retire and be done. And, you know, I didn't have to degrade myself too much when I was in TNA.
He was world champ for like 5 minutes.
He was world champ until like the next pay-per-view when he lost it to Raven, I think.
Or was it like the next Impact or the house show or something? He was world champ for like a week.
Yeah.
He got a Tommy Rich title reign.
Mm-hmm.
He was just asking on Twitter for people to keep sending ideas on how to improve Impact. No joke.
But yeah, come on.
Fire your writing staff. That's how you improve TNA. Just completely axe them all. I've said that before. Just axe the writing staff, go out there, and just, I wouldn't say let the guys improv, but just go out there, have matches. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, speaking of matches, your theory might have failed because let's just be us critics and be negative and nitpicky with the next match going on. Hernandez and Anarchia, or as I like to call him, Buff Chavo Bagwell, whatever, versus Tommy Dreamer and Devon.
Who the fuck is this Anarchia guy? Where did he come from?
Somewhere.
This is the first time I've seen him. It's just suddenly, hey, it's this guy. Of course, the commentators don't explain who the fuck he is.
He's the guy that's been running in the past couple weeks to help.
You need
Hernandez.
to mention that kind of thing on your show. Do like a 15-second video recap, something.
Yes, the teams of Mexican America versus EV3. Or EV 2.2 or so, I don't know. But
EV 2.5, it's only half of them.
If I remembered one thing about this match, Tommy Dreamer was fucking awful. I've never seen anyone like so slow, ineffectual, like it was.
Well, he is Tommy Dreamer.
Yeah, Dreamer was supposed to retire like 10 years ago from all the injuries he'd sustained. I'm still shocked that he's still going.
Yeah, and he was a good wrestler when he could go, but that was 10 years ago.
Well, he was all right on WWE CW also. Okay. He had a lot of good matches on there. Then.
But it's again a short match, like not much going on. The finish is when Rosita, who by the way Sarita and Rosita accompanied them. They're a part of Mexican America.
You know, because if you're the same ethnic group, you're automatically all friends and you know each other.
Oh, sir.
They should have gone back.
The animals.
They should have gone back to Japan.
Yes.
Yeah, or Canada.
Inside joke.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't think.
Anyway, this was short. It sucked. It was over.
Yeah, pretty much. And the next segment. Oh shit.
And Matt Morgan makes the save from a beatdown just to make sure that this fucking Morgan Hernandez feud, which has never been any good, must continue.
Yes. And still to come, Angelina Love and Velvet Sky challenge Sarita and Rosita for the Knockouts Tag Team title. And Jeff Jarrett has a promise for Lockdown.
Okay. Hello, dear. You need to drink your roofie colada.
Yeah, pretty much. Backstage, Winter is flipping out on Angelina.
Because nothing says quality television like lesbian date rape.
Once again, TNA, you're breaking the new rule. God damn it. This is not that hard.
And they have at least 2 implied lesbian couples, which is like strongly implied. There's clam smacking here, but they won't ever come out and say it because they're a bunch of cowards.
And you know what? I think they're trying to hint at Rosita and Sarita being like incestuous too.
Oh God.
Fucking Russo.
And so Winter's freaking out because Angelina agreed to a tag match with Velvet. Winter is acting like Winter. She says,
wait a minute. Somebody else just brought up a great point here. How about the irony of a storyline of TNA sending a drugged wrestler out to the ring to compete?
Oh, yeah. They're kind of doing it. They obviously don't realize the irony, so why they're letting.
No, these are the same people that had 3 fucking concussion storylines, taking a different approach to it about it being serious, it being dangerous, and it being fucking hilarious.
That is true,
yeah.
And in another instance of covering something,
while people were healing from concussions.
But yeah, in another instance of covering something up, like they cut out Hogan's tsunami line, but then they had the scenes of Hope torturing Okada.
Yeah. It's just fucking stupid. Winter says she loves Angelina and then turns her around in the chair and helps her drink her water.
Yeah, I mean, if you're that catatonic as she was that you have to pick the cup up and put it to her lips, she can't drink. She's just going to choke on it.
Yummy Thorazine and GHB.
It's fucking stupid. And the problem is, look, I might have given them. It would have been fucking stupid if they did this, but if they would have kept this whole weird fucking magic thing that they started off doing going,
yeah,
I wouldn't have as big of a problem right now because
like if she just sprinkled some glitter on her head like it was fairy dust.
Use hypnosis.
Be continuity.
Hypnosis can be used. It's not fake. Like people can hypnotize one another to do stupid shit. And
suggestibility.
Yeah, and but they had to go with the drugged out story, not realizing that right now in TNA doing a story about a drugged out wrestler going to the ring is a bad fucking idea.
Yeah, I think they know what they're doing, and they're trying to do it because they think it's going to be edgy and get attention. When really it's just distasteful and it's annoying as shit.
I still don't. I do not think they realize what they're doing at all. I mean. Then again, they could have a spot where Angelina takes off like her shirt and then she teases tossing it into the crowd and she just drops it. But again, I don't think they realize this.
I don't want to see Angelina. I don't want to see
she's the only knockout I would not want to see take off her shirt.
Yeah, seriously, you took the words right out of my mouth, dude.
I did it.
I did it too with a fucking cinder block.
Of course, you'd hit it, Genghis. You'd hit anything that breathes.
Damn near.
And so it's time for our next match.
Samoa Joe versus Gunner's pal.
Fuck.
This was a match?
No, it wasn't a match. It was basically Pope coming out for a brief, maybe 2 minutes of commentary. Murphy hits Joe, he clotheslines the bitch, and then puts him in the rear naked choke. Joe wins.
According to my notes here, it was 46 seconds.
Jesus Christ.
Are they trying to convince us that a 90-second match is long?
No.
I guess so.
They're just being idiots. That's what they're doing. That wasn't even a minute!
No, it's basically Vince Russo going, you want wrestling? Here's your wrestling.
Yeah, pretty
much.
You
had 47 wrestling matches on the card tonight. Be happy.
Yo, why are these guys sweating about the wrestling? We have wrestling. It's just not very long. We have to have more talking. More talking.
In the words of Jim Cornette, you ever notice how on a Russo show, when you hear the bell go ding, 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 and 60 seconds later you'll once again hear the bell go ding, ding, ding? Because Vince Russo does not know what he is doing when there's a wrestling match in the ring. Vince Russo, during a match, is a babe in the woods. He's a deer in the headlights. He has no idea what happens, how it works in between the ropes.
Let's hope his son knows better what happens in the production truck.
Yeah, well, we were hoping that about Shane and Vince, and look how that ended up.
Well.
But the match ends. Joe chases after Pope, and then we cut to another backstage segment with Ken Anderson. He finds another note from Sting, and he says, like, "Oh, I don't like getting love letters."
Yeah.
Come out wherever you are.
He said was either like inaudible muttering or just screaming where you couldn't tell what he was saying.
Yeah.
Someone stole his gum.
It went from mutter, mutter, fuck you to I'm raging. You know.
It was asshole. Beep.
You don't tell me what to do. I don't like love letters. God damn it! Fuck! You know, it's just fucking stupid. That's not how you cut a promo. I mean,
that's how Ric Flair cuts a promo.
Well, pretty much. But, you know, you can't really tell what Ric Flair says anyways.
He at least says words.
Yeah.
And I'm sure back on Planet Oa, it makes sense.
Yeah, pretty much. You know he's saying something, but you're not quite sure what. It's kind of like...
interesting discussion, by the way. What color rings would each member of the TNA roster be in the Lantern Corps? But that's beside the point. Anyway.
Well, we'll get to that in a later discussion.
Spin-off
Ric Flair's definitely black, because, God, he's a zombie. But...
He's going to beat you within an inch of your life.
Now, wouldn't that be Abyss, since, he was stabbed in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, him too.
His spine was ruptured. Ruptured! He got a board with...
That means your spinal column was punctured, and the fluid went out. That should mean you
no
can't
more
walk
walking.
if not dying.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it.
Let's move on to our next quasi-match.
Fuck.
Mexican America versus the dissenting beautiful people.
The amateur porn stars.
And with Velvet Sky comes out and Angelina follows in tow, completely, like, again, with her drugged out, tranced out look.
Yeah, because, Velvet Sky would not notice there was something wrong in the gorilla position.
Yeah. And the match is basically nothing more than the finish where Angelina's on the apron, Winter comes out, and she makes like a motion like she's snapping something between her two hands, and Angelina basically tops Madison Rain's I'll Fall Down. She gives Velvet Sky a neck breaker, but really what happens is her grip slips off. Like,
it was one of those kind of hands-free neck breakers that occasionally The Rock would do when he fucked up the move.
Or Orton, one of those one-handed RKOs. But
yeah.
Whoa! But no, it was much worse. Like, as much shit as I give Randy Orton, it was much, much worse.
Fuck, soap in the bathtub, slip!
Angelina really did fall down, and I guess they could chalk that up to her being drugged out and Winter's practical plan of having a drugged-out person perform moves.
Yeah.
Timing.
But again, once again, they're blurring the lines. It's like with the Hall of Fame ring where, like, oh, is it just like making Abyss feel better about himself, or is it giving him powers? Is Winter giving her some kind of a potion, or is it a drug?
Now, this isn't like a fucking Roman Polanski psychological thriller here with an isn't happening or isn't it hook. We're watching it fucking happen live.
Damn it, don't bring Polanski down to that level.
Well, I mean,
if it wasn't for the Tenant, we wouldn't have Black Swan.
I'd go.
It's like Schrodinger's cat. If there's a knockout match in an empty arena, does anyone give a shit?
Yeah, and without Polanski, there would. And without Polanski,
I put up it was a dead calf from some guy named Schrodinger.
And without Polanski, there wouldn't be molestation laws in France. But let's move on. Velvet is flabbergasted at what just happened, and do I even need to go over how stupid this angle is? I mean,
I think we have been, yeah.
I mean, just this fucking
This show is on the maturity level of Courage the Cowardly Dog, when it did the one episode about, like, the dog and the cat who were both female and special friends together, but couldn't come out and say they were lesbians.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, this is a show with people punching each other in the face all night long. If you're going to do a lesbian angle, do a lesbian angle. Don't have
Stupid dog.
Booga.
Oh, yeah. We go
backstage.
Backstage Ken Anderson promo, and a really fun one, depending on your perspective. He's still looking for Sting, and he runs into Eric Young and Orlando Jordan, who have recently been featured a little bit more prominently. But he asks Eric Young where Sting is, and he's like, yes, Sting, the champ. I was the champ. I'm the champ. He's the champ. Look at the rafters. And Orlando Jordan puts in that, like, he'd like to take him up on his old asshole thing.
The one thing I found amusing about this, and it sure as hell wasn't oh, he's bisexual! Isn't that weird? But it was Anderson's reaction to that. He just kind of stared for a minute with, oh, thanks, and then walked off.
He made fun of his own pay-per-view poster, too.
I mean, it's just like, fuck it. After commercial, Anderson's still looking for Sting. Didn't Eric Young just tell him to check the fucking rafters?
Yeah. I don't know. When I think Sting, that's where I would think to go first anyway.
Yeah, and Young appeared to be, like, back where they keep the extra chairs or shit, in the bowels of the building. He was going past Mankind's boiler room down there.
Yeah.
And that's
walked past
the fucking brain-damaged fake world champion knows where to look for the fucking real champion. And supposedly the crappiest member of the roster can't figure that out on his own.
He walked past the little people's court before he thought to check the rafters. Anyways, fucking Anderson can't find Sting. No shit. And
And what follows is one of the weakest of backstage beatdowns I've ever seen.
But a black trench coat clad form sneaks up behind him and lightly taps him on the back. Anderson sells
different hair and different height from Sting, but we're still supposed to be fooled.
Anderson sells it like a gunshot. It's just, and he tears the trench coat off, and I'll give you 3 guesses who it is. No, it's Rob Van Dam. He says it's 4:20 and time for Anderson to get smoked. Oh, a drug reference in TNA. How quaint.
How apropos.
And
don't fucking correct me. Anyways, RVD beats Anderson down and then picks him up so he can beat him back down again.
And which, by the way, if this beatdown was done like in a match, the other guy would immediately start fighting back. It was like a couple of punches and kicks. That's all it was. But Anderson was lying there like he's not
been in the ring for 7 years and he still got good offense on the world champion.
I mean, it's just, if you're going to beat somebody down, at least, like, fucking hit him with an object or something if they're supposed to be out. But no, this was punch, stop, and Anderson's down!
Yeah, and of course, as we said, RVD says, it's 4:20 and time for Anderson to get smoked. Hey, Fonzie, remember when RVD had a vocabulary?
RVD keeps yelling, does it hurt? Does it hurt? And now he says he's going to show him some hurt. And what follows was possibly the lamest thing I've ever seen in my life. RVD puts him, wait for it, in a head scissors. I'm not fucking kidding. Anderson was murdered by this head scissors. It was the single most devastating move since the mandible claw.
You see, the secret is Rob Van Dam actually has not washed his underwear in several years now. So when he stuffs somebody's head down there,
could put a more convincing finishing hold on somebody.
Yeah, and because especially since a minute later he picks up the pipe Anderson had been carrying, a big 3-foot-long steel pipe, and starts choking him with it. Like, why weren't you doing that from the beginning?
Oh hell! How about this one? You're up in the rafters. Throw the fucker over.
So
Owen.
This is how Owen felt.
Oh, darkest sketch.
Yeah, I went there.
I went there. That wasn't you.
I went there. I'm the one who fucking said it.
No, I went there.
No, I'm more
there, so did
disgusted
my wife.
than you.
God damn it. Let's move on.
Spartacus.
RVD finally releases Anderson after dragging him around for a little bit and says, "See you later, asshole." Oh, so funny. And then he walks off.
Part of this when he's choking him with the pipe, and Rob Van Dam just kind of gets this vacant look and starts staring off into the sunset. That was kind of cool. It's like, I am so into this violence that it has numbed me to my soul.
Anyone else notice the subtle irony of Anderson getting hit on by Orlando Jordan and then choking on a pipe?
God damn it.
Well, when you word it like that. But yeah, and of course...
Yeah, it was a long, hard shaft pressed against his face.
Yeah, and of course there's always this segments where they end with, "You really are an asshole."
An asshole.
Dennis Leary is 3 years called. He wants his fucking gimmick back.
But yeah.
It's on my shirt.
But yeah, Kentos, the asshole maker.
I swapped the whole roll in one gulp.
Isn't my... Oh, well.
Yeah. And then they have a Lifesavers ripoff that they call the O-Rings.
Oh.
Boo.
And they also have their chocolate starfish side bread.
Stop it.
Okay, let's move on now.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta stand to fucking amuse ourselves here.
While Anderson is picking his pride up off the floor, we go to a video package detailing the history between... I refuse to read that. Someone continue.
The history between Ken Anderson, Rob Van Dam, and Sting. And then we take a look back at what we just saw with RVD beating up Ken Anderson. Literally, not even seconds after it happened. They have a fucking recap.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what you missed 10 seconds ago. And
so
the
even in their
WWE
build-up episodes,
bad about doing that.
Even in their build-up go-home episodes, at least WWE was never bad enough to recap something just seconds after it happened without a commercial.
Yeah, the WWE would always at least wait for a commercial break before they recap what you just watched.
Well, then again, that SmackDown was pretty fucking disgraceful, but supposedly that's par for course.
We just watched SmackDown, which was literally half recap, but we must soldier on. We're talking about you.
Soldier.
So, back at the Impact Zone, and not in the rafters, who'd have thunk?
What? How dare we transition?
TNA World Champ Sting makes his way out to the ring. Already, I just want the segment to be over, because I know what's going to follow.
Sting is very hot and cold in his promos, and he was cold tonight.
Sting says he's having a really good night, and asks RVD to join him in the ring. RVD comes out to join him, and Sting says the reason why he came back to TNA was to stop Hogan and Bischoff, but he got distracted with RVD and Anderson.
But wait, it's not RVD. He takes off the mask, and it's the door frame.
He says they've never gotten along.
You're old.
RVD says that's because he debuted by beating Sting and took about 1,000 baseball bat shots. You know, RVD, he actually remembered something. Well done.
The THC didn't fog everything out.
Sting says it was a mistake and he apologizes. Then asks RVD to apologize for using him as a pawn in his game with Anderson. RVD says he respects Sting for being world champion, even though he never lost that title.
And if I was Sting, by the way, I would resent getting dragged into this. I mean, Jesus, these are the worst matches either Anderson or Van Dam have had in maybe their entire life.
Mm-hmm. And Sting, RVD continues, and says Sting probably doesn't remember when he was working undercard matches.
I mean, Vitowski. Oh, you don't remember that gimmick? When he was
I do remember that.
Shit in the WCW lightweight in 1992?
While Sting was main eventing.
Yeah. He's
the whole fucking show, and come lockdown, Sting's going to find out what he's dealing with.
By the way, this episode of Dark Match is brought to you by www.lordsofpain.net. Go to that website, but listen to us more.
Or, we could just sum things up in our own words instead of reading.
Well, I didn't fracking watch the show, so I have to read everything.
Why are you here?
Because someone needed to fill in.
Yeah, this show had its roster changed more frequently than any WWE show when Vince is changing his mind
You know what? After reading these results, I don't blame anyone for bailing on this episode.
That's why I didn't even watch the show, because I figured I wasn't going to need to be on.
God.
So
we can do the show without watching it?
What?
No. Because I would totally do that. That would have been my choice.
We're getting word from our producer. No, you must watch the show if you're going to be on the episode. Blah, blah.
Yeah.
No, Leaf's pitching a fucking fit right now.
He offered!
But
Hogan
trying to make
comes
spaghetti sauce tonight, and they're like, we need you!
Hogan comes out and effectively, once again, rapes Jimi Hendrix.
You guys are lucky I'm in Massachusetts.
And Hogan rapes Jimi Hendrix, and he and his Siamese ass twin, Bischoff, come out.
Midwest, leave me alone.
And start to talk about what RVD wears. What the fuck? And they start to talk about...
he was just started randomly sucking Rob Van Dam's cock, which is amazing, because I didn't know that Hogan was even aware that Rob Van Dam existed on this planet.
Yeah, and then Hogan basically says, since I've been on so much morphine for my back problems, why wait until lockdown?
Just to sum up this little bit, Hogan goes, because RVD's cock is in his mouth. All right, moving on.
But he sets up
Can you imagine
thing.
A catchphrase off with those two? Brother, dude, brother, dude, brother, dude.
Yeah, it's called Dude, Where's My Car? We've seen it already.
I've stated many times, if Hogan ever quits TNA and goes back to WWE, I want to see a segment between him and Sheamus where it's just like brother and fella back and forth. Because that shit's funny to me. Anyway,
now you actually make me want to wonder what a Hogan versus Sheamus match would look like.
Probably lots of bro kicks, and then somehow Hogan comes back. Let's move on.
Sting versus RVD at Lockdown. Music plays, he walks out.
No,
Madison Rayne and Tara.
To expand upon your Sheamus
quarrel.
To expand upon your Sheamus idea, Big Boot versus Bro Kick, they join each other like two Key Blasts from Dragon Ball Z characters.
Or like Nash and Big Show trying to hit the Big Boot at the same time and both missing.
Madison Rayne and Tara are having a
lovers quarrel backstage, and
fake lesbian angle number 3
references Tara going back to scrubbing toilets.
What?
Yeah,
I don't get it either.
And Tara's like, "Well, I'm not comfortable with this," and she threatens to send her back to scrubbing toilets, or else she can get on her bike and they can go do whatever the fuck they're doing.
She has a bike shop. She can go back to WWE.
Oh, you mean the bike shop that had problems with a fire?
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of not there anymore, but she might have a new one for all we know.
Insurance.
Money.
But, yeah, so they're setting up, the two of them scheming something and Tara not being completely cozy with the idea.
And considering the tone that Tara was using in the promo, they really didn't hint at any kind of dissension before, did they?
No.
She was seriously opposed to Madison, as if it had been boiling.
They've been together for months. The last time we saw dissension, we never saw it again after that, or even referenced in recaps that they do so goddamn often. Was when Madison made Tara lay down and give her the title.
And by the way, in keeping with everything TNA ever does, a lot of this entire segment was shot in complete fucking darkness, where you couldn't see a thing.
Yeah, you remember those old Bret Hart videos? Yeah, walking down that same spooky hallway. That's it. And there's Anderson walking around backstage, yells at a Sting poster.
And he recovered remarkably quickly from his complete unconsciousness.
Yeah, from the head scissors. Head scissors.
He's spending half his time on this episode just arguing with posters of different people.
What do you want from me, Jimmy Hart?
Including posters of himself.
Yeah.
Warriors everywhere, brother.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna bring that one up.
So not only is an asshole, he's an asshole that hears voices. Randy Orton.
Yep.
Anyway, so here's a shocker. Generation Me aren't breaking up anymore. They're teaming with Robbie E. Because that makes fucking sense.
Yeah, out of nowhere, they're just back together again.
Yeah, they're tag teaming with Robbie E. against Brian Kendrick, the Grand Wizard of the KKK, stoned off his ass, and Chris Sabin. Hi, how have you been?
He still works here?
And Suicide, because Christopher Daniels doesn't get enough airtime.
Because you can't mistake Daniels' skull in that mask. Daniels has a skull which is approximately as wide as a thumb. I mean, he is a narrow man, and it is just obvious when that's him in the suit.
Honestly, I would have thought it better if it had been Robbie and Generation Me versus Chris Daniels, Suicide and Curry Man.
Yeah. But anyway, they have a 6-person tag match, and it's leading up to... It's leading up to they're going to be in a fucking 6-person escape match at Lockdown.
God fucking damn it.
Is it
make Daniels work 2 times in one night? I mean...
Yeah, Daniels is in 2 matches, and at least one of them is going to involve some crazy-ass spots that are going to... with some of those guys, I'm sure there's going to be some injury somewhere.
I mean, what is this, Japan? Why did you have him work 2 matches? Have him work one or have him work the other. Don't make him work both.
You just insulted the fine nation of Japan with that comparison. Don't kick them while they're down, man.
Oh. But wait, Jin Me turn on each other in the match, and
yeah, out of nowhere for no reason.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What is this bullshit? If you're going to have them back together, don't make them betray one another in the middle of the goddamn match. You broke them up last week, and now all of a sudden you're just like, oh no, they're teaming. But wait. Swerve.
But wait,
it gets better.
If you think these random ass turns within the same show are bad, wait till you get to the ending segment.
It's better because this is the 2nd match in a row, which ends with one tag partner turning on another and giving the other team the pin.
Yeah, so pretty much how it goes down is Jeremy's on the top rope, Max crotches him, hits a DDT off the top rope on his own brother. And
I'm sure that's not Orton's move.
And fucking Brian Kendrick, of all people, crawls over and pins him. We got Christopher Daniels in there. We got Chris Sabin. But no, let's give the pin to Brian Kendrick.
Oh, yeah, that's actually been in a match for years. So.
Well, the last time we saw him on TV, he got squashed by being shoved into a locker. I've seen junior high kids get pummeled by high school jocks in that same manner that bounce back quicker than him.
Truly, we all must respect Spanky.
Yep.
Or Leonardo
the brother versus brother angle has never been done before.
I might have been wrong. I don't remember if the escape match is 6 or 9. It's some fucking crazy ass. It's ridiculous, and there's no use for it. There's no purpose behind it.
Let's move on.
Match, the end.
Yeah. So.
Let's move on.
And if WWE didn't have enough armband throwing for you, Max and Jeremy were wearing them, and that's how they symbolically broke up. Is Max took it off and threw it at Jeremy.
No, not the armband.
Nexus. I mean, Young Bucks. I mean, Generation Me.
I mean, Hardy's 1997.
I mean, Kane and The Undertaker. I mean, fuck.
Fuck it all. Alright, back in Hogan's office, he's pissing on... Fuck these guys. Someone else do this shit.
Hogan had one of the jabronis slap the other 2 jabronis.
Yeah, he tells Gunner to slap Rob, Terry, and Murphy, and the funny thing is, I would expect something like this more from Ric Flair.
Yeah. He's basically leading them in a Three Stooges segment.
And then Anderson comes in and demands a favor, and Hogan's like, Okay, and they said, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine about 15 times. And now Anderson's the referee for Sting versus RVD in the main event.
Motherfucker.
As Anderson leaves, Hogan cracks a grin and goes,
We are not kidding.
Witches of the West, that fuckers.
We are not kidding. This happened. Hulk Hogan had a maniacal laugh.
Yeah, guys, we're not trying to crack jokes and failing at it. We're telling you exactly what fucking happened.
It's like, did you ever see the movie Spawn, where they made Martin Sheen as the villain do evil villain maniacal laughter? And it was just sad.
Well,
it was like
it's
that.
Also, if I'll refer to something wrestling related, remember when in the middle of the original Nexus angle, I'm saying original Nexus angle, where Wade Barrett had issues with the visa, and so the other 6 members of Nexus were on Raw without him, and they had to cut a promo. And Keith Slater was talking at the end of it all. They were all like, that didn't work.
You are evil. Indeed.
That's essentially what it was.
Oh god, this fucking show. And now we have to talk about what happened next, which was so lame that I can't believe what I was seeing. Okay, we go to back in the dark streets of Orlando, fucking somewhere in the ghetto, apparently. And we see, once again, Madison and Tara are sitting there screeching at each other while Mickie James is laying underneath their motorcycle in the middle of the road.
What? What?
Apparently they ran her
she'll
over.
Be back in 3 weeks.
With a motorcycle.
More attempted murder.
That.
God.
She'll be back in 3 weeks wearing Trish Stratus' Hall of Fame ring.
God damn it.
So they could do stuff
and
like
the
this.
way, if you saw it, it would have made no fucking sense. She was laying underneath it like the bike was across her legs. And it's just like, there is no fucking way in hell that you could actually ram into somebody with a motorcycle and end up with them in that position.
You know what?
Staged, phony looking. It was just bad.
And they're actually trying to sell this shit a little bit now because the cameraman dropped the fucking camera and tried to help her. But he drops it in such a way that you can see everything that's going on.
Yeah, he dropped it very carefully.
TNA, one murder angle didn't fucking work. Now you're gonna do another. And has Jared came out and made his lockdown promise yet?
Not yet.
You remember the last time WWE tried to murder someone and no one bought that Vince just walked into a limousine that just inexplicably blew up?
No, when they tried to murder someone and someone else ended up murdering someone for real.
Yeah, awkward.
Way to tempt fate there, jackasses.
Fuck it.
Although I still think that was not as bad as, like, the previous, or when they redid that segment later with the set falling on Vince. You remember that? Because, like, a week earlier at a TNA taping, a part of the set had fallen on a crew member and killed him. For real.
Well, that didn't deter Paul London any. He was still smiling.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were screwed.
Yeah, they go to commercial and they come back and they have to show you this shocking update of paramedics tending to Mickie.
Yeah, of her lying there while EMTs are around her doing EMT shit.
Lumberjack match. Fuck it. I'm done.
And hey, the only match all night long that went over 5 minutes.
And even then, it was only 5 minutes and 1 second.
Yeah, 6:25 according to this, and that's 6 minutes and 25 seconds of Bubba Ray Dudley.
God, we're only about halfway done with this shit.
Fuck!
We're about 2/3 of the way through.
Well, actually, you have it wrong. It's Brother Bully Ray Cage.
So this was a match, and it was a lumberjack match, and it was every lumberjack match you've ever seen, which is inevitably the heels and the babyfaces get into a big brawl.
Because that's so fucking cool.
I've never seen that before.
And the weird part was the babyfaces at first were like taking it easy, like trying to keep law and order. Like the heels would run over and start beating on somebody, and the faces were like, "Hey, you stop that!"
Yeah, we didn't see this match last week with Santino versus Wade Barrett.
The face is showing all the aggressiveness of the fuck it was. The face is showing all the aggressiveness of a mall security guard here. He's like, no, don't pull that referee out.
Fucking bullshit. I need a fucking
So again, like every goddamn lumberjack match you've ever seen, with no build-up and no reason for it to be there whatsoever.
Yeah, it's
just like that lumberjack match we had last week in that other lesser company.
It's building up lethal lockdown because those are the teams, and it's a common but kind of lazy way to do that.
Saving grace, though, we get to see Daniels hit that exquisite BME.
Yeah. And then Hogan punches him with a chain, and Bubba Ray pins him.
You know what would be awesome is if they had a gauntlet of matches where it's like one-on-one, and whoever wins for the next match, they get to be at ringside. You know, and it keeps compounding like that. So, like, if one team wins 2 matches in a row, those 2 guys can be at ringside for the 3rd match, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, this is TNA. They'd find some way to make it more complicated and fuck it up.
I think it would work. It'd be something different, but I wouldn't trust them to do shit right. I can't even fake a motorcycle accident. Or not accident.
Yeah, and they didn't even, by the way, with the motorcycle thing, no mention of whether that was supposed to be an accident or if they intentionally tried to murder Mickie James with a motorcycle.
I'm not comfortable with making it look like I'm guilty of manslaughter.
For a hit and run, isn't a motorcycle like a bad idea? Especially since Madison wasn't wearing a helmet at the time. Don't you tend to, like, fly off of a bike when you ram it into something?
Yes, but we're the stupid audience. So we don't fracking know that.
Hey, we've never been in the business, so we can't use terms like that.
Yeah.
Use terms like Carter Jobber.
Yeah, so go die.
Wait, I have been in the business. But not much. Considering how much I got paid, I wasted years on $10 a night, man!
But hey, Genghis, you can sleep easy at night without those tears, because you've been in the business. Your opinion matters to Shane Helms.
Allegedly. But I think he'd change his mind if he actually spoke to me. It's like, we've worked the same building, dude. It doesn't matter. You're nobody. I fuck playmates.
So go die.
Yeah,
DarkMatch, welcome to die.
I'm just waiting to hear somebody hack his account.
Shield.
That's okay, though. His legacy ended with Hornswoggle retiring the belt.
Oh.
Okay, so our next segment was Jarrett inside of a cage being built.
Fuck.
Around him. For some
this
reason.
Company.
And Jarrett at least has a good idea for this segment. He's talking about how Kurt's going to be in jail forever and how he's not going to bring Kurt's kids to visit him in jail because he doesn't want them exposed to that kind of bad influence. Which is kind of funny, except they do a deal where Kurt rappels down into the ring to attack Jarrett.
It
was
the
inside
equivalent.
A cage. But wait. Hey, number one, how did he know that this promo was going to be taking place inside of a cage? Because nobody knew until they started building it right there. Did Kurt sprint up to the rafters, happen to find Sting's rappelling gear, and then just luckily got down into the ring?
Yes.
And B, the cage wasn't finished being built yet. They still didn't have one side up.
And even though they're doing Jarrett's bidding, once Angle gets in there, they keep building it.
Yeah.
Yes, lock me in the cage with the man who threatened to kill me not but 3 weeks ago.
I mean, it would have been so much easier, simpler, more believable if Kurt had simply, as they're putting the last panel of the cage on, had dashed into the ring from the crowd right before they finished it. And then they close it right behind, and he gives that psychotic grin to Jeff, and Jeff's like, oh, I'm fucked. But no, they did it with a fucking Sting's repelling from the rafters gimmick instead, and then nothing happened because Jarrett just climbed out and ran away.
Yeah, despite, every cage match where people are beat down and, barely able to get up, being able to run up to the side of the cage and grab people hanging on the outside of the cage. These two guys are fresh, and Kurt Angle couldn't even catch him.
Although there was one cute spot where they had a cameraman inside the cage He was filming Jarrett's promo, and when Kurt got in there, Jeff grabbed him and threw the cameraman into Kurt.
Yeah, I guess that's why Kurt couldn't get after him, because he's such a good baby face. He took the time to make sure it was all right.
Oh, plus they were quite nonchalant about the cameraman. Also, there were a lot of shots where you actually see them walking around the ring.
Yeah,
which definitely makes the entire thing, like, it keeps up that illusion, you know.
So, what happened? Is this where the police were deterred by the fucking Kurt Angle showed the footage?
Yeah.
Did the police watch Impact last week and go, oh, false report, never mind,
and didn't make any arrests?
These fucking people. You know
That's
what?
That's why Madison Rayne wasn't concerned about people seeing that she did it.
These fucking people. You know what?
TNA Impact, the Impact Zone exists in a vacuum, void of any penal laws or physical laws.
And by the way, when we
got so many foreign super wrestlers that they have diplomatic immunity for everybody.
Yeah. By the way, when we come back to the ring for the next segment, moments later, Cage is gone.
Cage gone.
And this isn't a cage that they fucking lower from the ceiling like the WWE. They have to actually build this thing like it's made out of Legos. And, 2 minutes later, it's vanished.
I'm ignoring you people right now. I really am. The stupidity the stupidity of TNA is making me lash out at my friends. God damn it. I'm like Scott Hall.
Main event time.
Wait. There is a pointless promo with Sting and RVD, but Kurt Angle says that he's been in touch with the network and now he's putting a stip on the lockdown match. And
oh my God, the network!
What do you guess it is? Kurt Angle gets an axe. Kurt Angle is able to disguise himself as the Ring and then attack Jarrett.
Kurt comes up through the Ultimate Warrior's trapdoor.
Yeah. And then Jarrett gets a career-ending back injury and dies of painkillers.
Aw, that's dark suddenly. And how would you say that of the two of them, that Jeff Jarrett's more likely to die of painkillers than Kurt Angle?
That's kind of awkward.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy who, well, there have been issues.
God damn it.
So, main event, our 3 minute long main event. It's Rob Van Dam versus Sting in Kick, Punch, Rolling Thunder, Stinger Splash, and Scorpion Death Drop. It's over. I mean, this was barely longer than Sting versus Jeff at the pay-per-view.
This is bullshit!
And then Anderson drops Sting right back and puts RVD on top. Or, no, wait, what? Fuck. No, he started counting them both out, and, went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then RVD got the pin. Why Rob Van Dam? And, hey, wasn't this supposed to be a title match? Wasn't that the entire point of the early RVD Sting promo? Hey, that's the belt I never lost. I don't think they even said it was a title match.
Whoa, Jingus. Are you suggesting TNA would give away a pay-per-view match on free television?
Is that... good, sir. Why would you imply such a thing?
I know, it's the first time they've ever done this, man. We have to cut them a little slack. They're in new territory here. They are going like Columbus, out into the uncharted wastelands.
Do you have a degree in English, Jingus?
No, but I made a perfect score on the verbal SAT.
Nice.
You lucky.
Even though I missed one question, but it still said 800. I'll take it.
Well, here's a pop quiz for you guys. Which title has been featured the least on television?
TV title.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hi-oh!
I wish I didn't play that so straight, honestly. But
do we still have Knockouts Tag Champs?
We do.
Yeah, they were featured tonight, believe it or
Rita
not.
and Rosita. It wasn't for the belt, but...
Yeah, it was.
It was.
Who's the Knockouts Singles Champ?
Madison.
Oh. The one who was never seen with the belt or even inside the building.
Before Jingus... Go ahead.
Something straight. It's not about fake titles.
Yeah.
The real.
It's all about the power, brother.
It's about the power, the drama, the real, and everything else in between.
But before TNA makes me title...
before, but can I once again express my utter contempt for Russo and Bischoff's entire obsession with backstage power angles, where they never bother to quantify exactly how you get the power, what you have the power to do, what you do not have the power to do. It's like a fucking zombie movie. Give me the rules of what can and can't happen, god damn it.
This bullshit's about as real as people that go on Facebook and misspell every word and then finish it off by saying real talk.
But before TNA causes me to tie the final knot in my noose, we wrap this show up.
No, wait. Yeah, there's the last segment. That's right.
I was going to go over that. RVD does the fucking Rob Van Dam thing, and then Anderson grabs the title belt and lays him the fuck out.
At least they could say belt on this show. That makes everything better.
Yes! RVD, fucking Anderson is like, it's my world! And, fucking then Murphy and Rob Terry come out applauding, and Anderson invites them into the ring.
Which, by the way, why did Hogan want Anderson to beat up Rob Van Dam? The same Rob Van Dam he was graciously complimenting so heavily earlier in the night?
If I knew that, I would have nothing.
Yeah. No, at this point, they've got enough title belts in that company to give to each of these guys.
Terry and Murphy hoist Anderson onto their shoulders.
How long till these guys are the European Tag Team titles holders, by the way?
Oh, Jesus. And Hogan comes out like this was his master plan.
Yeah.
They set Anderson down, and then he lays them both out with a mic check, and then calls out Hogan, who's seething at the top of the ramp.
Yes, the word son of a bitch was thrown around quite a few times.
Oh, yeah. Hogan starts walking away, and he's, like, muttering to himself, that son of a bitch, son of a bitch, son of a bitch.
They were bleeping Hogan because he was dropping F-bombs and shit.
It would have been much better if they'd played it like The Graduate and just cut to each person mouthing son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Because when Dixie calls Eric Bischoff a smug shit.
And indeed, between the bleeping, you can tell he said, so, you want to fuck me? I'll fuck you. Brother.
So,
if you actually think that's like the right guy. Sorry.
What we have a promise is that next week, Abyss, Matt Hardy, Brother Ray, and Gunnar Murphy are going to drag Anderson out to the ring, de-pants him so Hulk Hogan can violate him. That's our promise. That's our promise. That is our lure into next week's show.
Anybody ever seen that Rutger Hauer movie, Flesh and Blood? I'm assuming it'll look a lot like the one scene with him and Jennifer Jason Leigh.
It'll be TNA's ripoff of the live sex celebration.
With no covers.
No covers.
Yeah.
And Ric Flair will be involved again.
I mean, as we all know, Hulk Hogan has no qualms about exposing his own penis to his daughter while he's playing a rock band, so.
God fucking damn it.
No, man. You got it all wrong. He's all about family values. He had underwear on.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Makes him the bigger man.
No.
I don't know.
I didn't expose my genitals. I just exposed my banana hammock.
I don't know what he's showing off. All the steroids have shrunk his dick down to infant levels.
He drank the Anaconda malt liquor.
Oh, fuck. Only on this podcast.
I just want to know how long until Orlando Jordan starts a gimmick where he likes to pee on people.
Call him Orlando. They're going to start calling him O. Kelly, I bet you.
They'll film people taking a piss test, and he'll just walk up and start taking cups off the table and just start pouring all over himself.
His theme song will be "Piss on You" by R. Kelly. Haters wanna hate, lovers wanna love.
No, it'll be some fucking Jimmy Hart ripoff of that. That would be far too cool for them.
I want to piss on you.
The irony of that is that "Piss on You" was a Jimmy Hart remix of Ignition anyway. So
yeah, I know. Don't ever compare the comedy of Dave Chappelle to the comedy of TNA.
Comparing them.
Dare you, sir?
Okay. Well, safe to say.
You hear how fucking grumpy and bitter and beat down we all are by the end here? Jesus Christ. And this was not even, like, anywhere close to the worst episode of Impact I saw.
No.
I mean, once again, Spoonie was right. This is the worst TV I've ever seen, and it's an average episode of Impact.
It wears on you. It used to be fun to watch and make fun of, but now it's just like, enough is enough, guys. When are you going to start trying?
God, we're gonna have to leave you guys, and as always, we're gonna have to leave you with what gets more screen time with Jay Lethal. For my contribution, something that we didn't get to, the Mexican flag that obscures the top row crowd's view of the entire action gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Eric Young's title belt gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Addison Rain's brake light gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Anderson yelling at his own poster gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
And
Sting's trench coat gets more time than Jay Lethal.
Anderson choking on pipe gets more screen time than Jay Lethal.
Right.
And with that, we would like to end the dark match.
Yes.
I would have liked to end it an hour ago, but hey.
We're going to have to leave you now. I am Magneto, master of magnet. I mean, Christopher says.
I am Spartagingis.
They call me Mr. Pig. I mean, Tiefus.
The original quote was Mr. Tibbs, so you had the T right there, man.
Pig, man.
Okay.
And I am Mr. War Machine, and Hulk Hogan, we coming for you!
Can't even make a
Don't
goddamn
finish it.
Disney reference.
Please don't finish it.
I'm not going to finish it.
Okay. We have been the Dark Match. You have a good weekend.
Because we're not.
Nighty night.
Creepy.
Bye.
Go away, it's over.
Oh, hi, rapist.
Why are you still here? Leave us alone. What have we ever done to you?
This is a short episode. You should be happy.
Go away. Turn this off. We want to go home.
Wait, Jinkus, don't tell them to fucking turn it off. They're supposed to be watching our shit.
Spread it around. Tell people.
Okay, watch it a bunch more times. Keep reloading it. Click on the ads and shit. We all want our 20 cents each.
$4 and counting.
I'm still coming for you, Hulk Hogan. In more ways than one. Hey-oh!
Ew.
So
Yeah.
you're just like Anderson then.
Watch
With
the
the assholes
side
involved
shows.
in
The
everything.
fucking Faker Than Pro Wrestling, X Factor.
Headlocked.
Yeah, that one.
Our newest show. Or Tiefus' show, rather.
Who made that shit?
Coming soon for the love of wrestling.
Whatever you do, don't check out the TNA Smart because that motherfucker pisses me off.
Fuck that guy.
Smart.
It's okay, Jingus. It's okay.
But nonetheless, we've unearthed the phenomenon of Lars the DNA mark,
Yeah.
who doesn't acknowledge himself as such, but we do.
Jingus,
We have
it's okay. Jingus, calm
I
down.
want to murder him with a hammer.
Jingus, it's okay. Here, Jingus, have some licorice. Here. It's okay. bud.
Liquor.
Yeah, that too.
Licorice, not liquor.
Now get the liquor. Fuck the licorice. Where's my tequila, damn it?
God damn it!
We're done, Kenneth. This is a shoot. We're done.
Me and you, we're done professionally.
God.
Fuck off.
Okay.
Yeah. We really didn't know how to go home there.